Hey there, Instagram universe, and welcome to another edition of Car Rides with Kevin. So buckle up. All right, here we go. We're going to get right into this hard and quick. We're going to talk about how to read a book. I got a lot of people talking to me, emerging leaders, existing leaders, wondering, hey, Kevin, how do I build my expertise? How do I build my library? What do I do with this? And I tell them short and sweet. It's all in how you read. You have to read for rapid growth. And we live in a world that requires us to grow at speeds. The information universe goes so much faster. There's so much out there. So you need to read for results. So here you go. First of all, you pick a book. You find a book, you find a title, you go to Books A Million or wherever, and you sit down, you find a title. And then what you do is you go through the table of contents. You find the chapter that speaks to you the most in that. And as you go through that, you read that chapter, and you want to highlight while you're reading that particular chapter and how it applies to you, how it applies to your situation. You're going to stumble upon some things that you feel like in your heart that you need to do while you're reading it. As soon as you get those things laid out in that chapter, you highlight those, and you pick the top 2 or 3. After that, then what you do is you pick your 2 or 3, and you read the chapter before it, and you read the chapter after that. The reason why that's important is because you want to have some additional context to whatever it is that you've kind of taken away from the chapter you've read. Sometimes there's other elements that will aid to the success of that learning that come from either of those chapters that either set that up or follow that up, okay? Then you move to the next part. You open up the front cover of the book and you write the date down. And you write the date, and then what you do is you write the top 3 things as to-do lists. So 12, this is today's the 19th, so 12, 3, okay, let's get this screw, like what planet are we on, Kev? 3, 19, 19, right? And then you say, here's number 1, I'm gonna do A, and then 3, 19, 19, I'm gonna do this, and 3, 19, 19, I'm gonna do this. So then once you get that done and you do that, then actually what you do is you kind of like, that's your action list. So you do not pick that book back up. You do those 3 things. And then when you've done those 3 things and you've journaled through what you've learned from those 3 things, then you pick the book back up if you want to. And if not, you don't. You move on to another book. Now, I believe leaders who are actually trying to do damage and they're actually trying to move forward and grow, you should be able to do this with about 4 books a month. And so you should be able to have 4 books on a corner of your desk. You should have 1 or 2 action items in each of those books, and you want to be cycling through those books depending on what your challenges are. Let me tell you something. Whenever you take advantage of those items, when you start working through those items, you are going to have new kinds of context, new kinds of learning. They're going to require you either go back to that book or go to another book and try to find out what you can learn in the context of that. It creates a domino effect in your growth, in your development that is exponential. Get me on that, baby. Exponential. So dig into this. Give this a try. Build your library. You'll have some books that the front and the back of it will be full of stuff, and those will be like momentum building kinds of books, big time impact kind of books. I call them kind of like my holy of holies of books that you go back and you read every year, and you want to review those action steps to make sure you're consistent in your growth and your leadership and what level you're at, and how those things that you've learned in the front of those kind of skills and principles and things you developed, how they apply to this current level of leadership that you're in. Because every new level you experience will always require something new of you. So, hey, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Give it a shot. Read, grow. See you next time. Whoop!